Hello friends, Namaste. This is Sweetie Jamgade. I am signing in for the course on Travel and Tourism Management. This session is on e-tourism. In this session, we will be trying to understand the growth, utilization and typologies in e-tourism. E-tourism means electronic tourism. And we will discuss the use of information and communication technology in tourism, digital marketing channels in tourism. The other learning outcomes, that is understanding and analyzing the role of Web 2.0 in tourism marketing and the evolution of digital web, we will be discussing in the next session. What is e-tourism? As I said, e-tourism is electronic tourism. As said by Professor Dimitrov Buhalis, it is the digitization of all the processes and value chains in the tourism, travel, hospitality and catering industries that enable organizations to maximize their efficiency and effectiveness. So the point to be highlighted is it helps in maximizing the efficiency and effectiveness, means getting the right things in right time, accurate time, and using less resources and getting the maximum output. So that is effectiveness. Why we are discussing about e-tourism in this session is because e-tourism has revolutionized the whole travel and tourism industry. Because of electronic tourism, there is a change in the pattern of working of the tourism business. So when we talk about the change in the travel and tourism business, is that the travelers are more dependent on the electronic medium for their travel formalities, needs and services. And the distribution of the tourism product from the travel agencies and tour operators has been changed from the way it used to happen in the year 1970s. So let me briefly tell you about the growth of travel industry online, how it came into existence. It was because of the American Airlines in the late 1970s when they granted access to its Sabre reservation system to most of the travel agents. And in 1980s, the access was extended to CompuServe users as Easy Sabre, and then it was granted to the other members in the 1990s. This Easy Sabre was rebranded as Travelocity, which is the 6th largest travel agency in the United States, and it is the number 2 online agency, second only to Orbitz. Other major players in the online travel industries are Expedia, Yahoo Travel, Priceline and Cheap Tickets. So we can see that because of this emergence of all these travel online travel agencies, there's a difference in the operation of tourism business date back to 1970s and the present scenario. The way online travel industry has grown is at an amazing rate. It has been observed that most of the travel planning, that is around 60% of the travel planning, is now done online through the various portals rather than of the traditional services provided by the travel agent. And even all the players have jumped into the online travel business, like the hoteliers, the transport agencies. Now we can get services of porters, that is carrying of the luggages as well, on the online medium. That is there are services called as baggage.com and many more. So here we can see how e-tourism has various business functions. One is it helps in the transactions of the product, that is the e-commerce and even the marketing of the products. So most of the information about the place is now available online. There is no requirement of the travel agent to display information about a destination there in their offices. Just they can put all the information, the travel stories, the reviews there on their website, and the travelers can understand and experience it before they travel. The other business functions are the finance activities, the accounting activities, HRM, human resource management. So various softwares which are available to handle the employee salaries, their payrolls, their leaves, etc., taxes. Then even the procurement of various products from hotels, that is the booking of rooms or transportation bookings, all these things can be done through the electronic medium. Various strategies, planning, management activities by the tourism bodies all are available through the electronic medium, and there are various software systems where the stakeholders are involved in the strategy, planning and management phases of tourism business. What is the outcome of electronic tourism? As I've already said, that because of this electronic medium, there's an amazing growth rate in the tourism business, and it has revolutionized all business processes, the entire value chain, the strategic relationship of tourism organizations. Just now I've said in the previous slide that this relationship, now the tourism bodies are giving fair chance to the stakeholders to get involved into the planning, management, decision making processes. It is giving an advantage of the intranet, extranet, internet, all type of facilities with the stakeholders to interact with them properly. Other thing is, e-tourism is increasingly determining the competitiveness of the organization. So that's the thing which I have said in the earlier session, that because of the advancement in technology, the traditional method of travel agencies, their business operations cannot be sustained anymore. They need to be competitive in the market to sustain their business and to grow. What was the problem with the traditional approach of tourism business, product distribution, was that the small operators were totally dependent on the larger companies for their supply chain, for the distribution of the tourism products. So as you have understood in the previous session of the functioning of travel agencies and tour operators, so travel agencies were solely dependent on the tour operators for any kind of tourism products which they were required to deliver it to the tourist, and they used to get very small opportunities to participate in the planning activities and say customizing means preparing of itineraries, tour packages, and even the pricing was mostly locked for 2 years. So any changes in the price in other continent, in other country or in other state was not reflected in the tour packages or in the travel rates, and there was very limited limited opportunities to access the market directly with the suppliers directly. So these were the problems in the traditional approach. Now, how e-tourism has created the new business model. it has driven customer centric viewpoint. It is more concentrated toward customer, what customer is asking for, what are their needs, their demands, what is their special interest toward they're looking for. And then there's a shift in that services, the itinerary packages are being made accordingly. So, as said by Mr. Victor Garland, that e-business requires a customer-centric view and a shift away from mass production to mass customization and from selling to relationship building. So, this is what we are getting from e-tourism. So, everything is becoming tailor-made type of product, catering to the demand of individual customers. So here in this particular diagram, we can see how tourism and its various new trends, the product, is being delivered with the help of the various stakeholders through the medium of information and communication technology. So this is what I am talking about. And then making people aware about the culture, making people educate about the place has become very easy because of the electronic form of tourism. What were the drivers of electronic business in tourism? So, as I have already said, necessity is the mother of invention. So, economic necessity was the prime requirement, where people wanted to have more revenue. So, revenue management concepts came in the year 1980, where the airlines started giving different fare on different time for different seats. And then, because of the development of web-based services, it became very easy. So that's what it is. Because of the advancement in technology, it was very easy to access. Consumers' expectations started increasing more because they were aware, they were made aware, and they were educated. The thing is, these customers are now called as time poor customers. They don't have time to visit to a travel agency, sit there for hours and get the details. They want everything in a click away time, in just fraction of seconds. So that was the necessity. Now when we talk about this information communication technology, it has deeply affected the way business has used to perform and now it is performing. We could see that since after 1970s, because of the internet usage and the kind of web-based activities started happening in 1980s in some places, there was a need, a demand, and then gradually, actually the demand was being percolated, being created, so that people started using more and more technology for their day-to-day activities. And we could see the mobile, infusion of mobile in daily activities rather than of the basic telephone landlines, which was created in say in 2000, has changed the entire way business activities used to happen. And majorly because of this ICT development, the tourism and travel industries was affected a lot because of the way they used to distribute their product changed gradually. How this tour operators, outbound travel agencies, and inbound travel agents used to operate started operating through the support of computer reservation system, which is called as CRS, then global distribution system, that is GDS, and through various video text system. which was through the leisure travel network providers. They used to have teletext to display the deals, the special offers to the consumers on their television. So this is all with what I'm talking about is in the year 1980s. These traditional electronic intermediaries or e-mediaries, particularly GDS, started progressing more in the later decades. And then we could see that there was a complete change in the year 1990s, where the role of this outbound travel agencies, tour operators, and inbound travel agents changed gradually with the help of the other forms of GDS system, that is Sabre, Amadeus, Galileo, Worldspan. They started connecting to each other very easily. And then they used to have the travel supplies created and funded for them in a very easy form. It was just like a networking, and it was very easy to provide information with their other partners. When we talk about the development of internet, when internet came into picture and the other means of communication, just now I said about the mobile, the consumers became more aware and the demand gradually increased and things started booking online in a very, very massive form. So, when we talk about the strategic management of ICT, why it is required? Because a company needs to expand, needs to empower their employees, needs to have say good cost control, and to widely distribute their products. So that is the need, the strategic need of information and communication technology in any business. It is said by Mr. Gates, Bill Gates in 1999, that now businesses would be just conducted at the speed of thought. So imagine, and it is happening. We all are witnessing the various changes in the pattern of businesses since from 1980s till the present year, how things have been changing now because of this COVID scenario. Everybody is talking about making things in a digital format. Even handling of customers in the hotel should be done through the apps. There should be no face-to-face interaction. There should be no touch because of the requirement of this pandemic. So most of the activities which were done manually is now being changed to electronic format. I just want to highlight in this, ICT is very great for time poor but cash rich customers. So this is the need, this is the necessity of the application of ICT in all the businesses. As I've said, the development of various softwares in travel and tourism has changed the distribution system, especially of this advent of CRS system, which was introduced by airlines in 1960. So this central reservation system helped a lot in getting the reservation done at a place and then getting it informed to the other parties in a very easy way. And then even hotels started using this central reservation system to manage their inventory. And this CRS system was mostly used by hospitality sector. Then came this global distribution system. Global distribution system where a major player used to connect the other airlines, other tour operators, so that they are aware about the inventory, like what is the booking happening on a day, what is the rate, how much they need to charge. And then there was gradual development in various GDS system, but the topmost GDS system which is still being used by most of the airlines and hotels are Amadeus, Sabre, and Galileo. Even Transpan, we can hear about Transpan being used by most of the hospitality and tourism industry. Another major development in information and communication technology is that because of its acceptance, because of its use, most airlines started using it in 1990s, and there was half of the transactions were through this electronic medium. The manual system of booking started becoming obsolete day by day. And then uh, even in the financial sector, because of the automated teller machines, ATMs, telephone banking, net banking, all these have added value to the tourism business through electronic mode. So electronic commerce became very easy because of ATM, telephone banking, net banking. Even this destination management companies, DMS, they have started using their own DMS systems, where they can have a information flow very easily for the tourist and for the other stakeholders. Even they could overcome the seasonality problems, that is when to sell at a higher price and when to sell at a lower price, and how to balance the tourism demand. So this is also a benefit out of ICT growth. And it was observed by the end of 2000, many European and American business companies started offering their services through World Wide Web. So the advent of internet had changed the entire service business. And then from the 2000 onwards, we could hear this e-commerce word being mostly used. And then came the e-retailing, e-delivery, e-services. All these electronic format of businesses was developing day by day. What is the other benefits of ICT is like it allows small businesses to compete internationally. So local thing became global, and it is also called as glocal. So local thing became global. Small businesses came to know what the big enterprises are offering, how they can compete. Then they started disposing of the unwanted inventory based on the consumers' reviews, their ratings. It's like there are this whatif.com, lastminute.com, and pricing.com. All this started giving a platform to the customers to know how they can book a particular package in lowest rate or in last minute also. So this helped for most of the business, as well as it posed problems as well, like lastminute.com and all, where there is a guaranteed pattern of getting services. So inventory management is little problematic with this format of business. The other thing which I have already said, because of ICT now customer can demand and ask for their own packages. So the packages can be customized for them based on their special interest, tourism, and purpose of travel. It has, as I've said many a times, it has changed the entire structure pattern of the industry. Most of the brick and mortar industry was either shut down or switch to online medium. Then it was like so much of information was being provided because of the internet, and the kind of expansions are happening that things are becoming like cluttered. Everything, the information is such vast, and it's available in such a massive format that even sometimes the customers and the users gets confused. But the other point is here that the user can get the price of a product in real time. So this real time pricing strategy worked a lot. Now, what is the other thing is through ICT is revenue management. You can, the company, the industry can strategize their yield, their productivity, then inventory, that is, when to rate more, when to give more rate of a product, and when to price it low. So this is how the yield management is being impacted. And then various alliances for airlines also happened because of the ICT, the uh, share coding of shares, and then the alliances of various airlines for connecting flights also started integrating because of the availability of various information and communication technology. As it's already been made aware that because of ICT, one can understand customers' demand, customers' viewpoint, customers' review, and then can target customers accordingly and manage one's product. In fact, customer relationship management through the various loyalty programs, the softwares which are available now because of ICT, has helped a lot to most of the hospitality and tourism industry. So this is the diagram how ICT works. Because of the internet, it is very easy for the consumer to directly get linked with the service providers, with the stakeholders, DMOs, destination management organizations, with the intermediaries here, or directly get connected to the destination service providers. And then these are the mediums which are used to connect things. So global distribution system, central reservation system. Switch is the company, it's a tool which helps in interfacing from one service provider to the other user. So all these elements are the part of ICT process. Now, how this electronic business has enhanced the industry value chain, the distribution system, we can get to know by this figure. The source is from the Lorden and Traver research paper. This says that the suppliers and the consumers are now in direct touch, and the supply chain management, the inventory management, the customer relationship management, the response system has become very easy because of the available internet, in the web, internet. So this is the direct channel, the website, and from the web all these service providers are in touch, and there is no scope of miscommunication, communication gap, or a kind of understanding issues among the service provider and the consumer. The internet is widely used as a means to deliver up-to-date content. As a result, it created the conditions for the emergence of wide range of new tourism e-mediaries. So this is what we can see from this particular diagram. Because of the internet, all these e-mediaries which has emerged into different forms. I will quickly let you know. The tourism suppliers, particularly airlines, car rental and hotel chains, took advantages of the new opportunities and developed their e-commerce application by allowing users to access directly their reservation systems. This included single supplier provisions such as www.britishairways.com, Marriott Hotels, that is www.marriott.com, as well as multi-supplier web pages that emerged to support airlines disintermediating travel agencies. Example, www.orbitz.com. In addition to this, several destinations developed destination management system, DMS, which I have already spoken in the previous slide, to distribute their smaller properties and to present the destination as a holistic entity. For example, www.tiscover.com. A number of web-based travel agencies also emerged. Example, Expedia.com, ebookers.com, travelocity.com. Whilst offline agencies developed their online provisions. Example, thomascook.com, landpoly.com. There were internet portals, that is Yahoo, AltaVista, Excite, and vertical portals, that is ski.com, golfline.com, tennis.com, who also developed online travel distribution, often by sourcing their travel content from external online agents and suppliers. Media companies such as newspapers, travel.telegraph.co.uk, and television networks such as www.cnn.com/travel gradually integrated their offline with their online provision and expanded to include e-commerce capabilities on their sites. Online last-minute agencies emerged to enable distressed inventory to be distributed efficiently, as I've already said about lastminute.com. Priceline.com reversed the pricing method and allowed passenger to search for supplies that would be prepared to serve them for the amount of money that they specified. Finally, a number of sites, that is ebay.com, specialized in the sale of distressed stock through auctions. The proliferation of these intermediaries confused consumers and the industry, as many marketing managers rushed to ensure that their products were represented in all distribution channels, and they realized the difficulty and cost of doing so. Most of these emerging intermediaries are now entrants owned or powered by existing non-tourism organizations, that is Microsoft's Expedia. The major GDS, that is which is owned by Galileo, have started with a consumer-based interfaces, that is Travelocity.com, which is owned by Sabre, and Trip.com is owned by Galileo. So this is how we can see that all these e-intermediaries have created their own framework of distribution, and they have demonstrated a good change, a value-based supply chain in tourism industry. Just wanted to tell you how this online travel market is contributing, especially in India. We can see that there is a incremental growth of $56 billion, which is a huge growth in 2019, and year over year growth rate for 2020 is estimated to 18.05. But friends, please let me make it clear that this was in 2019, the forecast and the rate. Because of the 2020 pandemic impact, this forecasted figure have been slashed down, and whatever was forecasted could not be achieved because of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2019, it was observed that there was 82% online segment growth, like most of the transactions happened through online medium. And there was a big rise in the international tourist footfall in India. So because of the availability of all online services information, the international tourist footfall in India has exponentially increased. Then it is we can get more information about how there are various increase in the other segments also through this website technavio.com. Now this is the data since 2019. Which are the star companies which are doing well in online travel sector? One is Make My Trip, where it is having the identity of the online travel agency, and it is the claim what they have is that it is the largest online travel player by net revenue. So whatever revenue they are generating, they are having the credential of being the largest online travel player. Then iXigo, here we can get the comparison of the prices for instant bookings, and their claim is it is one of the most downloaded travel app with 100 million downloads. Yatra, another OTA, online travel agency, and what its claim is that it is India's largest platform for domestic hotels with more than 1 lakh hotels contracted domestically plus a seller of other products. So this is a huge integration of inventories, the hotel networking. Paytm is payment and retail app company, and the claim is it's the largest private seller of train tickets by booking volume. So this is a big achievement for Paytm. Oyo, which is Indian home-based hotel aggregator, a hospitality company with branded budget hotels as its signature product, and they are known as venture capitalist. Say Oyo is India's first travel startup unicorn, or a company valued at more than $1 million. So this was all in 2019, but now because of the pandemic, Oyo has been hit a lot, and all these online travel agencies as well. Cleartrip, which is another online travel agency, and it offers multiple products along with the most comprehensive set of Indian tours and activities. So this information is from Skift Research data. The other benefit of ICT, as I've already said, the loyalty programs. So this frequent flyer programs has been made available for the flyers through the use of ICT GDS system by the airlines, where it helps the flyers to get the rewards for the miles they travel. The miles they can club it with the other airlines as well based on the alliances the airlines are having by the usage of this GDS system. It helps in getting more of sales because the customer are intact with the business, and they want to redeem their points or accumulate their points in their flyer programs. It helps in cross selling of the other products as well. So like if a flyer is having a flyer say card of Indigo, so if Indigo is selling a product of any hotel rooms, he can get the facility of getting the hotel room in a lower rate. So it's been observed that Earlier, Jet and Taj were associated with this cross-selling offers. Marriott is having lots of association, Marriott hotel property with the major airlines worldwide. And then it helps, having the loyal customers speaking the positive about the airlines through word of mouth, and the promotional cost to get new businesses gets reduced because you have the loyal customers with you. Now, when we talk about, we have spoken about the boon of the ICT, how it is impacting the businesses. But what are the issues? The issues of the excessive use of this electronic medium for commerce and business activities is like the real time pricing or the online price comparison has created lots of competition in the market, and it has made ethical issues as well, where the best guaranteed rate or uh, get the rate at lowest price issues are making a company to get involved into unethical practices as well, like overbooking practices, or uh, trying to sell products at a very high cost at some time and at a very low cost at some time. So extreme ratings of pricing of product is one concern. So this low cost carrier are trying to push themselves online, and the full service carriers use consolidators and intermediaries to sell the discounted seats to protect the brand. So these are some issues which are happening. Low cost carrier do not want to involve the intermediaries to avoid commissions. Then the bundling of product, it is earlier it was being done by the intermediaries, selling of train ticket, travel airlines ticket, and then a hotel room together to a consumer. But now, because of this availability of online booking and facilities, now everything, most of the things are being done by consumers without the use of any intermediaries. So because of this, as I've already spoken in the earlier slide, the survival of travel agents has become a big issue. Only those who are good at or proficient in technology are able to survive and can compete in the market. Most of the traditional approach of travel agencies have made them to shut their business and look for some other avenues. Now, because of the mobile phone technology, tourism information, the tourist information has to be easily available and needs to be kept upgraded, updated all the time. So this is one more issue, because the customer wants things which are real and which are updated. Because of the smart websites and search engines, the consumer preferences have changed. The consumer wants the information should be according to the kind of devices they are using. Like if they are using any app, it should be mobile friendly. If they are using any website on their various kinds of devices, say Apple laptop or Dell laptop or different types of laptop, it should have the format of that type of devices. So user friendly activities is a need now. The other thing is harmonizing of various projects. So when we talk about projects happening around the world, how these projects related to tourism and tourists or safety, security, how they can club together work, they can come up with at one viewpoint, and how they can have their property data formats available for communication. is a one issue, and growth of various blogs, now blogs means where the consumer can uh, write his own story, his own reviews, his own experiences, vlogs. So it is now customer generated content, video logs. So it has become created difficulty in controlling the content of a product or controlling the reviews of customer at some point. Virtual reality, augmented reality is growing a lot, and because of the pandemic it is one of the tourism trends. So it could either replace real travel, or it could either shorten the real experiences of travel. So this is a major issue. And even like database, so much of database is available. So what database is right and how to communicate, as it is mentioned here, is one issue because of the availability of vast databases. This All these issues are very important to understand, and then there are lots of solutions which are emerging. One needs to understand how to use it at what time. So in this session we have discussed about the meaning of electronic tourism. We have discussed about the benefits of ICT. We have discussed about the history, how ICT came into picture and how this online travel business has evolved. And then we have discussed the various benefits and issues of ICT. In the next session, we will be discussing about the various growth of web-based technology and evolution of web series. I hope you guys have understood from this session. Thank you.